Hi, this is Stacy with Lily Bean Crafts by Stacy. Welcome back, and if it's your first time, thanks for stopping by. Today I'm going to be making two really cute Halloween soap dispensers. So I went in and spray painted this tumbler with black and a lime green spray paint in an ombre fashion, and then I let that dry. Now I am going in with Midnight. I'm going to do a three-way ombre on this one like the last video. So I'm just tilting it to the side and just pouring a little bit of it on there really carefully. And now I'm going in with Mojito. All of the glitters today are from Rae Creations, and once I get that blended lightly, then I'm going to finish it up with Big Tuna and have a navy blue for the sky at the top of this one. Once I get it all around the top rim, then I'm going to start bringing it back down in the other direction with all three of the colors until it is done. Put it off to the side and let this one dry. And this time I decided to show you a second one, a different version of it, the same way. This one I did the same thing. I spray painted it black at the top and the bottom and then did that light purple. I'm going in again, and I am using the epoxy method on this. I use Midnight for the bottom. Now I am going in with Lavish, which is a nice purple shift. And then the last one that I am using is Regal, which is a little bit more of a darker purple. I thought it would be great for the version of the sky. Like I said, I'm bringing it back down in the other direction now, making sure that I have it completely covered. Taking my time with this. I am using all fine cut glitters on this, so I will not need to like take parchment paper and pat it down. It'll all dry really nicely, just like this. Once I get this Midnight on here, I'm going to make sure I get it around the bottom rim, set this off to the side, and let it completely dry. Now I'm just going to go ahead and remove all of my tape and, like I said, let this dry. I did use the epoxy method. I did use my fast set for this. So I mixed up about 5 mLs and I put about 2 mLs on each of them. And then I did the glitter mixture that you saw. And now that I've let it sit for 4 hours, I am now going in with my glitter glue. I'm going to put it off to the side again and let it sit for another 4 hours until it completely dries. And then we will get our first coats of the fast set epoxy on there. These mason jars, I do like to use my old-fashioned little football holders for my spinner. It just fits perfectly right on there. If you're not comfortable with it, you can put some more painter's tape around the top of it just to make sure that it doesn't bleed over. I've been doing a lot of these, so I feel confident in just leaving it as it is. I did mix up about 30 mLs of my Flynn Sisters Fast Set Epoxy, putting about 15 mLs on each one, making sure I get this completely covered. I'm going to let this spin for about 2 hours, and then I'm going to go in with another 10 mLs, or actually about 7.5 mLs on each of these. These are 12-ounce mason jars, and I let that completely dry. Now, what I'm doing is when I make soap dispensers, I'm never quite sure if people are going to buy them with the foaming lid or with the regular lid. With the foaming lid, you have to have it specifically where it needs to be. So I always like to put a lid on there just to see where the placement is going to be to make sure that I get this. And in this aspect, I am going to be putting like a whole haunted house scene, creepy trees, graveyard, witches, the whole 9 yards. So I did find each of these. There's 2 different ones I'm doing on Creative Fabrica. I will go ahead and link them in the description. I did use some regular black glossy permanent vinyl that I printed out on my Cricut. I measured around to see exactly how long I needed it to be and how tall to make sure that it fits all the way around. This is just the first portion of it, so I did this one about 3/4 of the way around there, and then I'll fill the backside with some gravestones and things like that. And this is just me doing the process of weeding everything. It was all really small. I did eventually just give up on weeding and decided to take my transfer tape and put it on there and then finish weeding it once I had it placed on the tumbler. Sometimes it's just easier that way. This scene is a really easy way to make a Halloween soap dispenser. You don't want it to be too intricate because it's not like it's somebody's tumbler. It's just something that's going to be sitting on somebody's counter somewhere. So you can go as intricate as you want, or just do a little bit. I just wanted to have a little bit of a Halloween scene because, well, with this first one here, I had already had the template, this SVG, so I just went ahead and just recreated it. The other one that I did find brand new on Creative Fabrica, and I just wanted it to be something really fun. But it does not have to be super detailed, and this is just an easy way to make a fun soap dispenser for somebody. Now that I have the front of it placed, now I'm going to go ahead, and these are all just extra filler things that I printed out just to kind of fit it in there. I did a little bit of like fencing, some like rickety fencing, some more bats, and some little ghosts, and like I said, I printed out a couple of the grave little plots there, and just went ahead and just placed it kind of just wherever it just felt like it needed to be. And I'm gonna go ahead and then let you just watch me finish this up, and then go ahead and do the next one. With this one, I decided to just go ahead and do the weeding of all of the windows and things like that right on here. And this proved to be so much easier than weeding out those little itty bitty pieces just when it was just free on the paper. I printed out this second one. I did print it out at the exact same size as the first one that I did, so I knew that recreating all of the graves and everything like that would fit exactly the same way since the dimensions were all the same. Here's where it gets a little bit unique and fun. So what I'm doing is I mixed up about 25 mLs of my fast set epoxy, and I'm just going to go ahead and get it placed on here, and then I'm going to go right away in and put some fog in here. I could have let this dry and then did it, but I'm doing it kind of under the vinyl and slightly just on the bottom of the vinyl that I just placed on there, so I really wasn't worried about it. So I'm going to get all of this epoxy on here, let it spin for just like a minute or two, pop any bubbles, and then I'm going to take this Alumilite white dye that I have, and I'm just mixing it up with the rest of the epoxy that I had left over. And then I'm just going to, I like to turn my spinner in the other direction. it's easier for me to apply it that way. And I'm just going to go ahead and very lightly just put a thin coat of it like along the bottom of here. And then I'm going to go ahead and heat it up and spread this all out. And I'm going to do this on both of them. So like I said, just I'm keeping this process a little bit slower so that you can see. And I just put it on there. Because of where it is on the thing, if it gets to be a little bit too much, you can kind of take your finger and rub it off. I'm using my Wagner heat gun. If you have a smaller heat gun, you can use that too. And I'm just going to turn that on high and bring it in kind of close and just start to get the dye to kind of spread out and move along and thin up. You just want it to make it look like it's like creepy fog, like you're going through the graveyard. So then I'm just going to use my little stir stick here and my finger and just kind of move it around. Then I'll put the heat gun on it again. I wasn't looking for anything perfect because that's just not how it's going to be with fog. So I just took my time. And at the same time, I'm using fast set, so I don't have a lot of time. The Flynn sisters fast set really starts to cure quickly. So I was moving a little quickly with this versus if I was using like the Artist Cure or something like that. So I'm just going to go ahead and mess with this on both of these, and then I'll go ahead and let them spin until it dries. Once these were done drying, I did sand them down and I did put on 7.5 ml, so 15 ml total of my Artist Cure resin. I let it spin for 8 to 10 hours. I did not videotape that, but this is what the final product is. This is just a super fun, easy way to make a cool looking, different soap dispenser. And I wanted to show you it with 2 different colors and a couple different designs to show that there's a lot that you can do with this, and it's so much fun to play with. And if you like this tutorial, please hit that like and subscribe button, and I will see everybody again next time. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.